Hi everyone, it's Cheryl, Leong, and this is another session of our shares. And I'm out here, as most of you might be doing, because it's been a big distraction the last few weeks in particular. I mean, obviously, I'm still on Facebook and I log on my computer, but more so that there was all the whole sort of negativity around coronavirus, what was happening. It really want to be able to filter out and spend more time, obviously being more productive and present as well when I'm with the kiddies. So what we're going to talk about in our shares, and we've had quite a few of these questions from new clients and existing clients, and the common theme has been I've lost some clients. I want to be able to get some new clients. Clients have sort of scaled down our services and things like that. What can I do? And I've never really had to market before very much. So the big thing is, how can we help with lead generation? So essentially, that's it. It's sales, and to get more sales, you've got to get more clients, and to get more clients, we need to be able to access more clients. So what do we do to do that? And very often, particularly as chief everything officers, if you're a small business, you get that sense of overwhelm of what needs to be done, because honestly there is so much that you could possibly do, and the challenge often is really trying to work out which is the existing priority, which is the first project and the priority that you need to focus on to start bringing things in. And there's two questions you sort of need to ask is, am I looking to increase cash flow, or am I looking to free up more time? And there's two things that, in terms of freeing up more time, and that's a big reason a lot of us delegate and outsource the tasks that we have to be able to grow our businesses. And then the other part is, how do I bring in greater cash flow? So if you're able to free up your time, they need to work out where to find you. And so, the very first step is working out who your client is. And we talk about we talk about finding your niche, and how you go about finding your niche is really understanding and drilling it down to the extent of really knowing what your demographic is, even giving a name to your niche, about what their problem is, like profile them, their age, where they hang out, what it is that their interests are, working out what their earning capacity is as well, and also, yes, it's ready, and exactly, what is their problem? What is the problem, and what is the solution that you can provide to allow them to solve that problem? And that problem is something that you really do need to spend time working out. And is the problem, and what their goals are. What the end goal. So is the problem, say for example, if we're looking at buyers agents, is the problem that people just don't have the time and the know-how, and the propensity to find properties, and what is your solution as the buyer's agent for that? And really, like I said, drill down, because it needs to be an emotional attachment to what that problem is, and then an emotional reaction to you being able to solve that problem for people. So that's the one thing, like, who is your target market and who is your niche? And even like drilling down to the point of really identifying if you do have a niche, because you may be, so for example, using the buyer's agent, you may be a buyer's agent, but are you a property development specialist? Are you do you just focus on cash flow? Or do you just cash flow high yielding product, or is it investment product? Or and there are niches within. So we need to work out what that is, and whether that's something that we are passionate, you as a business owner are passionate about, and have enough of that knowledge to be able to share with people. Because that's the other thing. Once you've found your niche and you've identified what their problem is and how you provide the solution, you need to be able to tell people what that solution is and how you're the best person to be able to do that. So the next part is creating awareness of your brand, awareness of who you are, and awareness of what your solution is. And how do we do that? A great way, as we're doing now, is using the strength and leveraging social media, particularly if that's where your client and your customer is hanging out. Doing that, we're able to expand our message across to as many people in your target market as possible. And so, is that looking at setting up a Facebook page if you don't already have one? And then from there, creating content that builds up that awareness, builds up that credibility, builds up the fact that you are the expert in that field. And that's something that, we get asked, yes, we do. Our team helps with social media. So we help set up Facebook pages. We manage Facebook pages in terms of generating the content that goes on the Facebook pages, all linked in. Okay, that's all right, sweetie. He'll come back. He'll be back. And Facebook ads. So Facebook ads, not long ago I discovered how it is not so easy to work out Facebook ads, and you almost need a new degree and a course, definitely a course, to work out Facebook ads, because they're constantly changing and they're constantly evolving. So use the power of social media if that's where your niche is hanging out, and don't be afraid to market yourself, because if you're not the cheerleader of your brand and your service, who's going to be that person? So you've got to be able to be dedicated and and be the voice. Alright.
Okay, yes. You got it, good.
And this is where the team behind me is still plugging away, doing things while I'm wrangling little people. And that's the beauty of it. To be able to have, I said, a lead generation machine where you're still building clientele and leads, and being able to cater to your clients, even for whatever reason that you can't physically be there. And that's the freedom that outsourcing does give. And that's the freedom that outsourcing has been able to provide me, provide our family, and provide, for our clients. And that's the main thing, because the biggest part of what it is we do is to be able to make a difference to other people's lives. And so if that means that, if we want to be able to help other business people grow their business, we're going to, talk to us about what you need in terms of, all right, I've got this mailing list. I have all these contacts. I don't know how to do them. Let's have a chat about what are the strategies that we're using. And I'm just going to share with you a few strategies that we are using in terms of building that lead generation machine. And that's, basically your mailing list. One, if you're an expert in an area or really passionate about something, a whole lot about a particular subject, whether it's, say, first homeowner grants or purchasing your first new home, whatever that you feel that you can put together in something like a checklist or a guide or a little sort of ebook. That's definitely something that's huge, and it's a huge value to what your niche market is looking for. Put that together, and it could be, like I said, we've got a team that helps with digital marketing, and we can put that together in a really nice, attractive sort of guide and ebook. You provide the content, or you have a content writer to do that, and then we can put that together as something that you can provide as a free product to your leads, and a free product to your mailing mailing list, so that they can see, like I said, anyone that's looking at your brand and they're already assessing what it is that you know and how and why you're the best person to do that. And they're doing that through what you're putting out in whether your emails, your blogs, your marketing. They're looking at what it is that you're delivering to them and how much value that it is that you're bringing. So look at putting something like that together. And then the next part is working out, all right, how do I get it out to the world? So look, do you have a CRM, client relationship management software that you're already using to communicate with your audience? If you don't, there are lots of free ones out there, whether it's MailChimp or even the ones like Zoho. When you're building up your business, you've got to sort of look long term and say, okay, what am I going to use this CRM for? How often am I going to use it? And obviously your budgeting as well. And you can start off with a simple CRM, which basically, you can send out your blogs and communications, but not too much else. But something like MailChimp, anyone can set up. It's free. If you don't have a whole lot of contacts at the moment, that's something that you can use to start sending out chunks of communication with your mailing list. So set up CRM if you haven't already, and then look at setting up a landing page where people can actually access the free guide or free ebook or checklist that you've given out, or just even to join your mailing list if what your product is, or your service, is say off-market property. Because a lot of people want access to off-market property, so you need to be able to communicate that to say why it's a benefit of being in that mailing list, and that it's free to do so, and the type of information that you'll be sharing with them, and how that's going to solve the problem that they have. So we've got our client, we've got sort of a lead generation tool, we've got some way of basically storing our leads. Again, one of the tasks that we help our clients with is actually consolidating that mailing list and putting it into a CRM. And even if we have to also group them into different groups according to the type of client that they are. And then it's getting that information out. If you have a landing page, and you've probably seen it, if you signed up for free courses or whatever, you've probably signed up to something, and then they send you sort of an email campaign after that. And that's, again, something that you could look at doing automatically, or to start off with on a manual basis. But what's, to be able, let's that focus be, let's build up that mailing list, let's build up the leads, so that then you can funnel them into what we call our sales funnel, which we'll talk maybe in next week's session. So if you've got any questions around lead generation, this is sort of a real high summary. And what I want to be able to say to everyone is, yes, you can do it now in the midst of COVID, but it's really understanding what your clients are going through and what the problem is that you're solving for them, and be, have confidence in what it is that you're providing to the market. Because it's definitely the people that are still looking, the people that are still spending. We talk a lot about abundance, and have a mindset of abundance, because it will attract those clients that are looking for what you're wanting, but you need to start to believe in that to begin with. If you've got any other questions, hi everyone, I haven't actually said hello. If you've got any other questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section at the bottom. I'm also going to add the link to our free guide to the 50 tasks that a VA can free you from, so that it will give you some sort of an idea of what it is that a VA can help you with, the things that you can outsource, whether you use our services or source your own services doesn't really matter. It's more to be able to get you thinking about the type of things that you can free yourself from, so that you can focus on the important things, whether it's in your business or in your life, or chasing little children or runaway dogs. It's to be able to free your time up and free your capacity to do the other things. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, and I hope everyone's staying safe and sane through all of this. If there's anything that we can help you with, and even if it's just to be able to talk about your business and some ideas as to how we can help, or if we can't help for whatever reason, we're always happy to, give recommendations and referrals to any of our partners that we do use or do know about. So take care, and we'll speak to you again soon. Bye.